fellow nurse entrepreneurs, one of the things that I've always wanted to do was I always wanted to help nurses work from anywhere, pretty much have the flexibility, pretty much have their freedom so that they could do whatever they wanted to do.
Joining VP Nursing was one of the best decisions that I could have ever made. If I was to have a regret, it would be that I didn't join sooner.
If they wanted to be with their children, if they wanted to be with their families, they can do exactly what they wanted to do.
Ola is the type of person, she's not going to let you stay the same. The way she levels up her clients in every area of their lives.
I could not have imagined being a nurse with my own business, being in this space with so many amazing people, with a coach that 1,000,000% cares about what my outcome is going to be.
And so here at VP Nursing, we teach nurses how to work from their computers anywhere around the world, making money, owning their own time, building profitable nurse coaching, consulting, and service-based businesses. And so now we're at the beach and we're working at the beach and we're having a great time. We're doing a brand photo shoot. It's an amazing time. So if you want to learn how to work from anywhere around the world, creating that flexibility, creating that freedom for yourself, but monetizing the knowledge that you already have, join us at VP Nursing Business Academy. Hello everyone. So I'm super excited. Today we've got Dr. Zan in the house. So I want everyone to, let me get our banner going. I want everyone to like, share, comment, tell us what we're doing good, tell us what we're doing bad, tell us how you like the information that you're getting, because let me tell you something, this is going to be a juicy episode, okay? Because this is something that I think a lot of nurses deal with, and a lot of things, this is one thing that a lot of nurses are scared of whenever it happens. So but no need to be scared, because we got other solutions out here, okay? All right, so Dr. Zan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, can I just start off by thanking you for having me on this program? You are an amazing young lady. Truly appreciate this. Well, my name is Dr. Zanzeta Smith, Dr. Zan. I've been a nurse for about 26 years now. Time has really flown by. I've been on the acute care setting side my entire career. However, last year, I experienced a change in direction in my career. So I was kind of at a crossroad, didn't know what was next. I had the privilege of attending a few conferences and thought, okay, maybe I will step into this entrepreneurial path. And I did so. And I've got a story to tell. And it's so exciting to be able to share some of the challenges as a woman of color has experienced, and some of the things outside of our race that we experience as we transition or even step into any career path.
I love it. I'm ready to get into this conversation because I know it's going to be good. I do want to thank Tammy Lewis, okay, because Tammy is she is the one who introduced us to each other.
Yeah.
Dr. Zan is doing an anthology. And if you don't know what an anthology is, it's a book where several authors are kind of coming in and doing their own chapter in the book. And so she's doing an anthology. Dr. Zan is doing an anthology with Tammy. And so it's going to be amazing. I'm super excited about that. So let's start from the beginning. So why did you want to become a nurse, or why did you even want to?
Oh, wow. Well, good question. I am from a little town called Buffalo, Texas. You blink, you'll miss it. I'm a country girl at heart. So after I graduated, I truly didn't know where to go. I had the grades, I had from an academic athletic perspective, but I didn't have someone to help me decide what's next. I had the privilege of joining the military, and that's what I did. And it was the best decision ever. I joined the military, and I was not in nursing at that time. However, after I got out, did my service, got out, I decided to become a medical assistant, then a CNA, and then I've got my nursing license, got my associate degree, bachelor's degree, 2 master's degrees. So I just kind of took those stair steps that I had to take because I didn't know of any other path, So once I became a nurse, my passion was evident in everything that I did, every interaction that I had. I truly, truly, truly value mentoring others. And the fact that I bring along so much expertise is just the icing on the cake.
I love it. I love that. So, how long did you stay in the military?
I was in the service for 3.5 years. 3.5
And what
years.
branch?
I was in the Army,
In
active
the
duty. I
Army.
am currently a disabled vet, and I look forward to sharing more about some of the challenges that I experienced before, during, and after my service that have brought me to the point of being a survivor of PTSD and a lot of trauma. So this platform that Tammy has put together, this chapter that I wrote, is just a launching pad for me to, I've finished my autobiography. So a lot of my military experience and personal growth from childhood to current is something to be exciting to share.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So now tell me a little bit about once you got into, because you just, you went up the proverbial ladder of education, like we all do, right?
Yeah.
And you went all the way to the top. And so what are some of the things that made you know that you wanted to go into leadership once you got into nursing?
Oh, yes. Well, I was at the bedside for about 3 years, and I was getting burnt out. I was on a unit where oftentimes I was the only nurse. As a new nurse, I was the only nurse who was trained for that particular type of unit. We had people leaving, and we had a lot of floaters coming to the unit that didn't have the skill set. They were amazing, amazing nurses. Never, ever will I take away from that. I was just I was drowning. I was a new nurse myself, and I was drowning. So I went, and I'll just be very transparent. I went to my director at that time. He was an interim director. I'll never forget him. He launched my thought process further than I could have ever imagined. I was handing in my resignation, resignation in hand, and he reached out to HR, and they at that organization, it was amazing because they wanted to keep me. Apparently they were receiving a lot of resignations, but they really prided themselves in finding the right place. So he told me, Zan, please do not leave. If you don't leave, we can put you into a position where you can be that leader that you so heavily just focused on and really wanted for yourself. And I trusted him. I trusted the organization, which was a great organization. And I stayed. I became a manager, a nurse manager, excelled at that. I mean, I was like a sponge. Didn't think I'd ever leave the bedside because my heart was taking care of patients, and that's where I wanted to be. But when they made that offer to me, I accepted, and I continued to climb the ladder. And my desire and hope was to always be that leader, as he shared with me and suggested, that I always wanted when I was at the bedside.
I love it. I love how you knew after 3 years that you were burned out. Like, I didn't know. I thought that I was just supposed to be burnt out and exhausted for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the things that elevated me to really think about it was that us trying to get magnet status. And when we're trying to get magnet status, we had these shared governance boards. And I realized that if you're not at the table, then you're on the menu. And I was like, wait, we got to do something else about this. And so that's when my whole trajectory of how I thought about what I need to do in healthcare really, really changed. But one of the things that I think in healthcare they do a disservice for leaders is that they don't really give leadership training. So I remember being a bedside nurse, okay, and going to a training. I was a guest in the room for the leadership training because I was on one of the shared governance boards. And I remember I asked for the book that they were giving out to all the leaders. And she was like, well, are you a manager above? And I said, no. And she said, well, you can't have a book. Well, I mean, eventually I will be, right? So why not give me the book? But I didn't, I mean, I can buy the book myself, right? I will do that. But, I think that the disservice is that sometimes nurses think, and it's because they're elevated to this point of leadership, they think because they have a good skill set at the bedside, that skill set at the bedside will translate into leadership. And that is not the way that it works. Your leadership leg is totally different. So I'm glad that he helped you with that.
Oh,
so now, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say kudos to him, Ben. I will never forget him. Truly, truly a pivotal person in my career.
I love it. I love it. So now tell me a little bit about your journey, because you wanted to be the CNO. I wanted to be the CNO too until I became a manager. I was like, the devil. No, anyway, we're not doing that.
Well, I did everything that I thought I should do to become a CNO. And as a nurse, a young nurse, once again, I didn't have family who was in healthcare. So I'm finding my way for years. And so CNO. Okay. Yeah, that's me. However, I had this CEO let me go back a little bit. I applied for CNO position, did not get the position. Fine. But then I was like, okay, is this really what God is leading me to? I truly didn't feel like in my heart of hearts, that's what I needed to be. I'd been running to it for years and it just wasn't panning out. So the the CEO, she was very profound in another transition that I had. She kept saying, Zan, CNOs are great. She said, but that's not the end all be all for nursing. You can make an impact as a CEO. You can do even more. Being that voice at the table, CEOs aren't always nurses. I mean, honestly, she was a nurse at the time, but CEOs are not necessarily the case. Now I'm talking about the acute care setting. Mm-hmm. So she gave me a position, and I pretty much worked my way out of the position, to be honest with you. She gave me a position where I was in charge of building the surgical services line. So we were a small hospital, just acquired this hospital. My job was to build their surgical services. I did that and then some. And it was an amazing experience. So once I transitioned out of the acute care setting, I thought, okay, why can't I do this myself? And all of the barriers that existed in that setting that I was in, why not go on the outside and start my own business? And that's what I've done. I mean, what she set me up for, I didn't understand at the time. I thought my goal was to be a CNO, and I thought I failed. But hey, nursing, one thing we know, there are so many jobs out there. And I was just limiting myself to this one path. And I'm so thankful that she saw something in me and wanted to expand my knowledge into the business perspective, P&Ls, and all other important factors in running a business that you don't necessarily learn in leadership.
I love it. And I love how you said that, because, there's I want to say it was I don't know if it was a baseball player, basketball player, something. Anyway, he would work like his summers, or the time that he was the off season, he would work in a restaurant because he wanted to own restaurants, right? And so he would work in the restaurants and he would figure out the operations and the business side of it in order for him to be able to do it. And what nurses have no idea about is that once you hit that manager level, even as a charge nurse, right? So in the emergency department, like, we had all these metrics that we had to measure, right? And we had to measure door to drug, door to admission, door to doc, all these metrics, right? And those things help me to understand how to run the business. So you're getting everything that you need prior to your season of entrepreneurship, typically.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's so good.
It's great. It's really, that background has really helped me set up my business, Innovative Healthcare Strategies Consulting. And I've only been in business for maybe 8 months now, so I'm fairly new, but I've really set a great foundation based off of what I've learned over the years.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, once you you exited the, I guess C-suite, and then you
Yeah.
came out to start your own business. Tell me some of the challenges that you faced from the, at the beginning.
Wow. So much of my challenges are multifaceted, but something, because I want to really focus on this book that I've done with Tammy and the other nurses. I think I'll just really talk about the challenges that really, let's just start here. I have always wanted to fit in, find my place in a system that wasn't necessarily defined for me.
Mhm.
And, if you think of that, you can kind of look at it from a couple of perspectives. One being I'm a, minority woman, but also what I really am focusing on is the trauma that I have experienced from toddler to adulthood, like how that shaped me to interact in that work environment, or to understand why things were happening. Yes, systemic racism, we all know it is alive and well. However, what I would hope that anyone that I've worked with in the past or will work with in the future understands that everyone that you come into contact with has a past before you knew them. So just finding myself and just being comfortable with who I am. I've had to deal with a lot of writing this chapter really took me in a spiral because the traumas resurfaced. I went from working 24/7. I mean, I just loved my job, and I'm exaggerating a little bit, 24/7, but so much of my time was work. Now I transition, and here I am with all this time on my hand. The trauma that I experienced as a toddler, as an adolescent, as a young adult, hit hard. I started remembering things. And so I started my business, put everything into it. But guess what? I had to take a little bit of a break. I wanted to take a break to write my autobiography, get that out there, and realize some things that I had been not understanding or hiding for years. So that was pretty tough. That was challenging for me. I've worked in environments where I could just work at the drop of a dime, produce at the drop of a dime. But here I am now starting my own business and figuring it out as I go. And I'm just that way. I mean, I love that type of challenge, but I felt like I just needed to fix me first. And so thank God, I have a loving husband and supportive family to kind of deal with those things, very traumatic things. But I'm my biggest, I don't want to say enemy, but I'm my biggest obstacle at times. So just dealing with some of those things. So making my own way.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that has really helped me is that there's two things that you always need whenever you're in business. And I don't care who you are. These two things you need. You need a counselor and you need a coach. Okay. No matter what.
I have had both. Continue both. And so true, Dr. V.
So that's one thing. Number two is that the everything that we have encountered prior to the age of 7 is hardwired, right? And so we have to rewire that, every single solitary day. Like we have to go in and say, no, that is not the way that it is.
And what's interesting, Dr. V, I don't mean to cut you off, but what's so important with what you just said is the fact that it would be ideal if people understood that they're, the traumas that you've experienced or the life that you experienced, but it's not for them to understand. So that's why it's so important to have that self-reflection and the therapy and the coaching that you're speaking of. It's so important that we own that versus blaming the world, the system, for how we're not seen.
Facts. I mean, because listen, nobody can build this like you can. Like
Right.
when I think about nursing and when I think about nursing business, like you need that. We need that in the world. And so we can't, that means that the world controls us. The world
Absolutely.
does not control us. We
No.
control the narrative. I mean, I'm a God girl. So, I mean,
Amen.
being a God girl, you might want to pass over this comment, but I believe that, God said, this is what God said for me. God said that you can do exceedingly abundantly, but more than you could ask or think.
Speak,
And I was
speak.
like, well, God, I got a whole lot, right? And
Yeah.
God also said that you are the head and not the tail. You are the lender and not the borrower. And so,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, if God says that about me, why don't I believe that about me?
Yes,
At the end of the day, if God said it about me, then the only obstacle, like you said, is me, right? And if I have
exactly.
to deal with that, then I have to deal with that, through whatever channels that I need to deal with that through. Because I think that as African American women, one of the things that I think that a lot of us deal with is imposter syndrome. But
Oh,
I think that that's leveled in the years of racism that we have dealt with. And
mhm.
I'm gonna stay small. They're gonna keep me small. We've got all these platforms, but I'm gonna keep you small because
Oh, wow.
and tell you what you can and can't do. You can't say this, you can't say that, when everybody else can say whatever they want to say and everything's all good. So I was like,
It's
man,
just amazing the shared stories we have. I thought it was just me going through these years in, hearing those things. I'm the, we got to walk on eggshells around you, Zan. Really? Really? How about let's just all, do our job and be held to the same standards? And, I've been called Pollyanna a little bit, but I truly, truly feel that nursing is a blessing and I shouldn't have to
what
come
is
to work.
you don't pull out a new word for me. What is Pollyanna? Tell me what that is.
Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. When it contradicts the reality that people say I shouldn't say this, that I have been referred to as that angry person. But wait a minute, you're also in the same breath saying I'm Pollyanna-ish. So I don't get it. So it's just, I just want to be that resource for nurses. I mentor DNP students through their programs, and I love what I do. I love what I do. And if you have the heart and the passion and the mind, I'm there. But it's been a challenge. And now I'm on my own terms, I love
Yep.
it.
That's right, because you don't have to answer to anyone. And I think that's one of the things that as the CEO of your own company, you don't have to answer to anyone. Nobody is going to fire you. If
Yeah,
you get fired, it's because of your own.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, so for
Yeah.
me, I was like, I don't get fired as long as I show up every day and do what I did for somebody else. Then I can make a lot of money working
Hello.
from what I already know. Like,
Yeah.
this is a no-brainer to
No
me.
brainer. No brainer.
That's a no-brainer. So
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Now, tell us some other things that you want the audience to know about you and the business and the struggles that you have had.
Sure, sure. Starting my own business, I had no idea where to start, but it was so important for me I'm in the state of Maryland, so I have been heavily connected with the women of Prince George's County. It's run by the CEO, who she's a woman of color, she's African American, and the conferences that are provided that set up resources for minority businesses have been phenomenal. I hold true to those. I have really been able to launch, the technology, the state of Maryland, I've got my small business reserve SBR certification, and now I'm getting my veterans certification for my business. So all of that was through networking. And the introvert that I am, I truly, truly am a loner. However, I have pushed myself owning my business now. I've pushed myself to really be active in the community. And, it's not like in the acute care setting where I had students or employees coming to me wanting to be mentored, seeing my success and wanting me to kind of give them those nuggets, golden nuggets. Now I have had to rebrand myself to get people to just know who I truly am, and to trust that I know what I'm doing, and I've been doing this for a long time. So the challenges are real for an entrepreneur, but it is so worth it. It is so worth it. Once you find a network, a tribe, you're golden.
That's right. That's right. I love that, because and that is true. That is what that is, because at the end of the day, what we have to understand is that when you get into the network of people who are really just doing the thing, it really changes the game for you.
Yeah.
And understanding the pieces, because there's some pieces that, like, I'll call up one of my friends, one of my business friends. I'll be like, listen, I'm gonna run this by you, okay? Because I don't think I'm gonna react in the right way, okay? And I'm gonna need for you to help me. And so she says, okay. And so she helps me rock through that. So one of the things that we do at the end of as we were wrapping up at the end of the podcast, is we have these rapid fire questions. Okay. So are you ready for the rapid fire questions?
I'm ready.
Okay. So what has been the most rewarding thing about nursing?
Oh my gosh. Seeing the people that I have mentored or coached climb up the ladder, seeing them be successful and interacting with them after the fact, and them telling me, Zan, I remember when you said this, or Zan, I remember when you made me do this, and I thought you were crazy. I was calling you every name under the sun, under my breath, but look where it's got me. And the appreciation that is shown to me after the fact is undeniably the best feeling, and I enjoy it tremendously.
I love it. Love it. Love it. What do you think is the most common misconceptions about nursing?
Oh gosh, there's a few. First thing that popped into my mind was that, all nurses love what they do.
That is a big misconception.
It is definitely, and my take on that is that nurses have to truly find their passion. Don't be at the bedside and you're burned out and you're not being able to give those patients what they need. Find your passion, because there's plenty of jobs, plenty of directions you can go as a nurse, as a registered nurse, plenty of directions. So find your passion.
I love it. So what are you reading now?
Oh my gosh. Well, like I said, I just finished my autobiography. I just finished it, Fragments of Silence. But the book that I'm reading right now, The Gift of Rejection by Nona Jones. Yeah, she's phenomenal. So I'm just starting that, and I've heard it's really good. But I read a lot of books trying to help understand my PTSD, my the trauma that I've experienced as a child to adulthood. I'm really trying to learn more about that. But the book that has really touched my heart that I'm looking forward to is by Nona Jones.
You know what? I love that because I saw her. She had an interview with Sarah Jakes Roberts, and I remember listening to that and her talking about her journey. And this is one thing that I have now. Rejection is one of my things. Okay, just it's one of the things that I used to struggle with. I don't struggle with it anymore, but my TD Jakes has a sermon. When they walk, when people walk out of your life, let them go. Okay.
Let them go.
Go. I mean, and listen, I had to listen to that thing probably about 20,000 times. I say, if it's a million views, I got 20,000 of them. Okay. Because I had to listen to it over and over and over again, because TD Jakes says, he quotes the scripture that they came out from us, that it may be manifest that they were not of us. For had they been of us, no doubt they would have continued with us. And he said, when people walk out, let them go. They are not tied to your destiny. And that thing just blessed me. So I love that you're reading that.
Oh my gosh. You are speaking to me, sister. You are speaking to me. Oh, wow. I love it.
Yes. It was so good. So what are some of the biggest lessons that you have learned in business?
That it's okay to step back. That it's okay to step back. I have learned that family, and working, I was giving my all to everybody else, and my family suffered. So right now, family first, fam first. That's my hashtag, fam first. I can do that and still be productive in my business. I have a 9-year-old beautiful granddaughter who is my world. And I have 4 children, I have 2 sons and 2 bonus children. They're all adults, but my husband and I are just blessed in so many ways. Fam first. That is where I'm at. God first, fam first. Living that. I'm living that.
Who is a leader, living or dead, that you would like to have a conversation with?
Ooh. Oh, that's a good one. I thought about that. Maya Angelou. I think of her because so much of what she has written about is so, like, I connect with. I would love to be able to pick her brain. Oh my gosh, just to understand some of the challenges that she's experienced. But there are so many, to be honest with you. I've had the privilege of working with so many phenomenal leaders, but Maya Angelou, if I had to name someone right now, that would be the person.
I love it. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, can I just say I am truly a Netflix junkie. I sit and I can watch Netflix shows. I love sci-fi. People who know me probably would not really know that, but I can't say that I watched too many. I'm not much of a movie. I don't go out to the movies, but I do watch Netflix. I am just, call me crazy. Pajamas.
What's your favorite show on Netflix?
Well, let's back up a little bit. Oh my goodness, I was gonna say, oh my gosh.
Is it sketchy? We need to pass this question.
Pass it, because I like I said, I'm a sci-fi, anything science fiction. I love it. So we'll just say that.
Okay, got you. How do you define success?
I probably would have answered this differently a year ago prior to starting my business. But right now, success to me is being in the right mental state to be the best person that I can be. And that might sound cliche, but that's truly who I am right now. I have overcome suicidal ideations. I have overcome PTSD. It's a daily journey for me. And I just try to be the best mom, the best grandmother, the best wife that I can be. And it's a daily journey. I love
it. What is your life's motto?
Mm. I got this.
Oh, that's right. I know that's right. I love it. I love it. So now where can people find you?
Okay, well, I am on LinkedIn, Dr. Zanzeta Smith. I'm also on Facebook, Zan Smith, and Instagram, Zan_Smith_DNP.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So thank you, Dr. Zan. This has been a very, very fruitful conversation. I'm super thankful for you. I'm super thankful for Tammy for introducing us. And I just want everyone in the audience, if you would like, share, comment, tell us how you liked the conversation, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Don't tell me you can tell me what you didn't like about it. I was going to say, don't tell me what you didn't like about it, but you can tell me whatever you want to. We'll work it out. But at the end of the day, it was an incredible conversation. I'm super thankful for you. Okay. So you, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have an amazing rest of your day. And we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Yes.